All right, today we are talking about relocating to be able to retire early. In our retirement journey, we have made the decision to relocate from New Hampshire to
Tennessee.
Tennessee. And we are doing that to be able to retire early is one of the reasons, but there are many more reasons. So stick around and we'll go through them. All right, decisions. So we did make the decision to relocate to be able to retire early, which I'm not sure so many people would agree with or would do, but we have made that decision for our lives and our family. So the main reason is
Well, we first of all want to cut off all the monthly expenses that seem to rack up
yes,
and shave about 7 years off of retirement. Um, as you've seen maybe in our previous video, the cost of living in New Hampshire between a couple of things, property taxes, electricity, and heat being probably the top three, are one of the reasons we're going to save so much money moving to Tennessee and shaving 7 years off of our retirement plan. But secondly, I think climate would be a big
yeah,
reason.
climate's terrible here. I don't care what anybody says. 7 months of cold is too long. It's too much. It's cold. I can deal with the snow. We get about 70 inches of snow on average. I can deal with that, but the cold weather for that long is just too much. So from here to Tennessee, it's night and day climate wise. And we also don't want to be around ice. We will be around some ice there, but not to the extent
Just a
that we
wee bit.
have here in New Hampshire. In 2020, I sustained a brain injury falling in my driveway twice, and don't want to do that again. You fell, you broke your knee.
Yep.
Same thing on ice. We want to get away from it. So
Doing nothing. We don't ski. We
no,
don't sled. We didn't do anything
we're
crazy.
walking.
Walking.
We're
I
walking.
mean, like, it's just
But
a
that's the
hazard to
dangers of
walk.
living here. It's the dangers of living
Absolutely.
here. So that is the second reason why is just climate and risk really around that climate is that we're just tired of being cold and yeah, just the risk around that.
Absolutely. And third being lake life. So if you've ever been to New Hampshire, the lakes are pretty darn cold for most of the summer
They're
until you
beautiful
get
though.
into July. Yes, beautiful. July
Beautiful
and
lakes here.
August, great to swim in a lake. You can't get me in a lake in May or June. Um,
August here. I won't get into August.
they're beautiful lakes. We've spent a lot of time on the lakes here, but you're limited to only a handful of months. Where
Yeah.
in Tennessee, you can get probably a good 9 months on the lake.
For northerners, so people that are from the north, it's good for us. Like April,
Yes.
you put your feet in, you're
Oh
like,
my
I'll go
God.
right in.
I would go right in if I had
Yeah.
had a bathing suit on.
Me, I'll wait till
Absolutely.
May. But
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the sense of community that this area is bringing to us is absolutely amazing. It is a game changer, really.
Yeah, it is. It's something different. I mean, we live in the woods. We've lived up in this
Yeah.
area our
These are
whole
our woods.
lives. But yeah, we are in the woods. We're in 4.5 acres. You can't see a neighbor from where we are. And there's no community here. There's absolutely none where we live right now. But even being up here and working up here in the community, spending time downtown and anything, there's really not a lot of community here. It's just not. But where we're moving to is, it feels that way. You can feel it as soon as you drive into the area, as soon as you're there. It's a resort community. It's built that way. It's built intentionally for people that want that sense of community. And that's what we want. So there's a lot of people like us from the north that have all moved there. They didn't move to Florida. It's too expensive, too hot. So they moved to Tennessee. And I guess we're in that same boat
Yeah,
where
they
it's,
call them halfbacks.
yeah, they're halfbacks. Yeah, because they moved down to Florida first and they thought, too hot,
Hmm.
move halfway back and go to Tennessee. So for us, we're just going straight to Tennessee. We're skipping that halfback stuff. We're going straight there. But yeah, it's just a sense of community. It's a different feeling there, a different vibe there than
Yeah.
what it is here.
Yeah, and this sense of community, they include so many options too. They do things like farmers markets, concerts, group hikes. They offer things like pickleball teams and tennis teams and
Yeah.
swim lessons,
There's
and
clubs. It's like
oh, it's
college. So
crazy.
we're moving into a resort community. So it's like going to college in some way, which is kind of weird because we've been moving kids into college. We're moving a third
Yeah.
one in soon. So to move them in and to know, here's all the clubs we offer, here's all the things we have. It's like we're doing that ourselves. We're going into that same zone. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah,
It's nice. It's
yeah,
nice.
it'll
There's
be
no
easier to make friends, make
yes.
neighbors, really build a sense of community by having all those extra
And
amenities.
they're active people. So it's an
Yes.
active community. It's not a 55 plus where everybody just sits and does nothing. This is like a fully active community. They have 30 something miles of hiking trails built in already, and they're expanding them. So it's like they're fully on active, which is awesome for us.
Yeah, in the HOA, everything makes it look perfect. They keep the landscaping lovely. They keep the sidewalks lovely. The roads are great. Very, very small fee for our HOA.
Tiny.
And if it means we don't have to pay for garbage here like we do in New Hampshire, I'm all about the HOA.
Garbage, water, all the things we pay for here. We can't even drink our own water because we have massively hard water. So we have to buy jugs of water. So like all the things we pay for here to what the HOA is going to be, it's a $20 lift. And then we get all these amenities. We have tons of lakes, golf courses. We have pickleball, tennis, like
Gyms, swimming
gyms, outdoor
pools.
pools, like many outdoor pools. It's crazy what we have available to us for like 20 bucks a month extra. It's like, it's a no brainer.
Yeah, and if the swimming pool is the option when the lake is too cold.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
there you
So a
go.
lot of people don't like HOAs. I love the idea of an HOA where you don't have to have trailers on the front yard. You don't, everything looks nice.
Nice.
You can't have anything like, and it's kind of nice in some ways where everything looks perfect. And
It's
to
the
live
Truman
like that,
Show.
yeah, it's a Truman Show. Exactly. Where Jim Carrey's walking with his briefcase. It's beautiful. And that
It
to
is.
me is like, that would be awesome. If every day was blissful like that when you're retired and you have no worries, like what's wrong with that?
Yeah, Kuna Matata.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's talk about our time on the horizon. I mean, this has been in the works since that
2020.
fatal, like, our awful
Yes.
brain injury that he sustained has never been quite the same. It
Yes,
really got the wheels turning in
it did. In
2020.
2020, we started thinking like, we don't know how long. I didn't even know if I was going to go back to work full time at this
Yeah.
point. It took 17 months to get back to work full time. We didn't know really what was going to happen. So we started looking at how fast can we get to retirement? What can we do? What are we going to do? We knew that moving was number one, that we knew we couldn't stay here. That it's just too much risk right now. Like, can't even hit my head on a cabinet. Like, that's the level that, like, you can't hit your head. So, what do? We know we need to get out of here. So, it's been 4 years of a journey now of finding. So, we took trips down south. We knew kind of this rectangle area that we wanted to look at in Appalachia, in the base of Appalachia, and so we took trips down. We went to Georgia. We went to North Carolina. We
Yep.
were
And
supposed to go
then
to South Carolina. We never made it there.
and then
Sorry, South
Tennessee
Carolina.
happened,
And
and we were
Tennessee
like,
happened.
"Woo!" Last day of the trip, we are like, "Wow, this place is really nice."
We were there for 7 days, and we hit this area the last day of
Uh-huh.
our trip. And it was like we came home, and it was like everything changed. And so that's when the journey started. 2 years later, we actually found the plot of land that we wanted to build on. It took 2 years to kind of get to that point, to get the
Yeah.
land.
Yeah,
We
and
got
you went through a lot of plots of lands before we really decided. I mean, it was quite the
it's
process.
366 plots of land to look through
Yeah.
to figure out the right one.
Well, we didn't visit all 300, just to be
No,
clear. We probably visited about 50,
we
and
visited
we were
50
able to
probably.
knock it down to about 10, probably by the end of the day, and then down to 2
Yeah.
the day after.
And at that point, we kind of knew which one we both agreed upon. We knew which one we wanted as a primary and a backup. The problem was that neither of them were listed in the real estate system, the MLS system that most realtors use. Neither of them were actually listed there. We actually found those off of the grid, as they say, that they were for sale, but even our realtor didn't know they were both for sale. She actually had to call both the places to validate that, yes, they are for sale. So no one knew that either of these plots of land were for sale. And we actually ended up with the one we wanted. It took a long time.
Whew.
A
Yeah,
long time,
it
like
did.
6 to
It
8
was worth
months it
it.
took.
It was a little stressful. It was worth it. It was just a waiting game. I mean, we could have bought a house on the water, but it would have been quite the fixer-upper. And he's done enough fixing-upper
I've
twice
done
now.
2 houses. I've remodeled 2 houses, and yes, I pay for a little bit, but not much.
No,
Most
he
of it
did a
I've done
lot.
myself,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to do it again. So we knew we could buy a house on a lake and have to do that again, or buy a piece of land and build a dream house, which I never thought of ever building a house. I've never thought of building a house, like never even
I might
thought
have
about it.
bit my lip a few times, but I've always wanted to
Yeah.
design a house.
So we are designing our own house now because we found the right plot of land. So we get the best of both worlds. We wanted to be right on a lake. We are one lot adjacent to the lake. Our house, our front door to the beach, sitting on the beach, is 92 seconds.
Yeah, maybe 2 minutes for people who are a little shorter.
It's 92 seconds for me to get from the front door
Just to be
to
accurate.
the beach.
Yeah.
It is 92 seconds to sit. In that, in not having to pay $100,000 for a lot, just being on the water, I just saved $100,000 being right off, and it's still right there. We can see it from our house, so we'll put pictures up. We can actually see the lake from our house, right? So we have lake views, and we don't have to pay the $100,000 extra for those lake views. We just have to make a little walk every day with our coffees every morning and sit out there.
Right. So last summer we were asked to fly down and design our house, which was really cool and actually really not that stressful. They made it really easy. It was a lot of fun. And then they asked us to pick out like appliances and things like that. We still have more to do.
Yeah, there's still a lot to do, but they've been moving fast. So when we first started the process, they cleared the land, right? So we got that clearing of the land.
Yep.
And again, we're how far away? 1,000
miles, and we're looking at a pile of dirt and pictures with a porta potty. But still, that was super exciting.
It was cool though. We get a porta potty. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Right. But like, it's clear. We got a plot of land, and then we're like, okay. The next thing is the foundation. We're like, what does that entail? And then we get pictures of the footings are in. About a month later or so, the footings were in, and then right after that, a month later, the house is framed.
I know, it was crazy.
And we're like, we need to go down there. So we made a trip down.
It was April. That was just April. I mean, he'll show you pictures. It is crazy from April to even July how much has been done.
Yeah, it's crazy. So from that, the house is framed, we walk through it, and then we come home, and then same thing. We get more pictures. The house is like sided.
Yep.
And then drywall's up, so we go visit.
Garage is on.
The garage went up, and we're like, oh my gosh, all in that short time.
Yeah, and the fireplaces too.
And now the fireplaces are in. The front now has the bricks that are laid, all the stonework in the front and in the back. Yep. So they've started to really come along. They're almost going too fast.
Like, time to pause. We're not ready yet.
Too fast. We still got a kid in school that's not ready yet. So we're like, we're not ready to kind of move yet. Can you pause? And they're cool enough to pause for us, which I don't know what builder doesn't want their money now, but they're cool enough to actually pause.
Yeah, and they've got enough projects, I think, to keep them busy in the meantime. They do multiple homes, which is great. You know, you're dealing with professionals when they're popping up multiple homes.
And it's beautiful. I mean, the work is just, it's beautiful. I mean, we've seen it in person. We actually went during the process. It's beautiful.
Yeah, we even met with a landscaper. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's to come. So that's really at the beginning of next year. Yep. So after we move, we need to, by the HOA, we need to put a landscaping in. So yeah, that project's to come, and that should be fun. That should be an expensive project, but a fun project.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
So we're going to have a nice outdoor living area. But again, it's part of the plan, right, is to be able to spend as much time outside. So our porch in the back is going to be screened in. We can have views of the lake year round and also have a nice outdoor area in the back. So the plan. Let's talk about that.
So the plan is we're hoping to close in February and commute back and forth thousands of miles from Tennessee to New Hampshire for 2 full months.
Yeah.
Just until our daughter is done with her team sports and technically graduated. Now she won't walk until June, but she would technically be completing her senior year.
Yeah. So once we do that, we get that out of the way, we can then go back and forth and then move our stuff. So we're not moving a lot of stuff. We're actually selling 90% of our possessions, which is a lot. We've already done it, actually. We've already gotten rid of half of our stuff. So half our clothes. We don't have a dining set. We have no living room set anymore. We're down to 2 TVs, I think, in the house. So we've gotten rid of a lot of our furniture already, our weight equipment. We had a full gym. It's all gone. We've gotten rid of a lot of our items because we didn't want to move it. It's too expensive to move. It's $10,000 to move from New Hampshire to Tennessee. Just far too much money. So we're like, if we sell our stuff, we can then take that, invest it, take that total money once the investment grows and use that to buy new furnishings. And that's what we're going to do. So we're actually starting that process. We've already started that process, actually looking.
And we're going to look at the furniture stores when we go back down to Tennessee in October. We've already done some homework.
Yeah.
We have more to go. And I'm hoping, if all goes well, they'll let us put some stuff on layaway, or at least a deposit down, so that it'll be a smooth transition to get the furniture we find in October delivered in
I mean,
February.
even if we could buy it now and they hold it for us,
Exactly.
fine.
Why not?
Yeah, I'd rather spend the money now to get the
Get
stuff
what
we
we want.
It would still be better than moving our old stuff down there for the same cost. It doesn't make any sense to move old 20-year-old couches or 15-year-old couches and 12-year-old beds. It doesn't make any sense.
So the goal is to be completely moved down there with our 3 children in April. They all want to come. They all want the new adventure. So we really want that house to be up and ready from February to April for them when they move down.
Yeah, and that brings up a good topic. So we've been asked on previous videos, as well as in person, really from people we know, of like, how can you move? I mean, how can you move from everything you know? You're almost 50 years old. It's all you know is up here, right?
For yourself.
Well, I'm almost 50 years old. You're getting closer.
Oh, please, never.
So it's everybody we know, our family, our friends, everything else. How can you do that? Well, luckily our kids want to come with us. I mean, that's a huge part of it, is that they want to come with us. If they did not come with us, I don't know what we would do. I really don't know. But we don't have to worry about that, because they're all coming.
Snowbird, maybe. I
maybe,
don't know.
but they're all coming with us. Now, a lot of people stay where they are because of their kids, because once they have grandkids, you don't want to leave. Totally understand that, right? Totally get that. Now, our parents are aging. They're getting older. But if we can retire earlier and actually have a lot more time back to our lives, we can actually spend more time with them. I know it sounds crazy that we're 1,000 miles away. How can you spend more time with them?
We drive, we fly.
And we can actually spend weeks and weeks and weeks here, that we can't do that now. We're working, when you think about getting up, getting ready for work, working all day, all that stuff, by the end of the day, it's 10, 12 hours. We can't spend any time with them.
Right.
We can spend no time with them, right? It's a weekend day here and there. We'll actually be able to spend a lot more time with our family and friends. Maybe not our friends, because most of our friends will still be working. Sorry. But our family will be able to spend more time with. Our parents will be able to actually spend more quality time with than what we can right now.
Yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. Our pre-retirement planning in a nutshell. Please kiss the like button if you like this video. Please feel free to share your experiences if you've been through a relocation or a build, especially if you're far away.
1,000 miles. If you're building that far, we'd love to hear how it's going for you. Ours has been so smooth. It's crazy smooth.
And I know that's probably rare.
It's probably rare, but it's been amazing. They've been awesome.
Yeah, subscribe. We'll catch you later. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.